October stats are here, so let's dive right in and see what's actually going on in the Toronto real estate market. While the prices are down from October of last year, prices are actually slightly up month over month in the GTA. We seem to have hit a threshold of how much prices will actually go down because people have simply decided not to sell their house if they don't want to or have to. In fact, new listings hit their lowest level ever since October 2010. This persistent lack of inventory helps explain why the downward trend in home prices experienced in the spring has kind of flattened over the past 3 months, which you can see right here on this chart. And this is in very stark contrast to what you're seeing in the news today. Take, for example, this article from the Toronto Star last week that predicted that home prices are going to crash by 30% by March of 2023. If you read that headline alone, I could see how things would look very, very dire in this real estate market. It's not until you're further down that article that this plunge of 30% that they speak of actually started in February of last year. Back to this chart, you'll see that the prices have already come down over 20% since then. So for my buyers out there, even though there is still room for prices to come down a bit, that may not always be the story in the neighborhood that you are looking to get into. For example, I have clients right now looking at condos in the CO1 district, that's kind of your core in Toronto, and for detached homes in Burlington, and both those markets, last month, the prices actually went up. And I'm not trying to force anyone to buy anything. I just want you to know what's actually going on in the market out there. Because let me tell you, being a buyer right now beats the stress that buyers felt in the spring of 2022. Right now, you can take your time. You can visit a unit or a home that you're interested in multiple times, and on top of that, put in multiple conditions in your offer. Lastly, I believe there are 2 reasons that are protecting the GTA from a steeper market correction than other places in the world. And that is our lack of supply teamed with our growing population. In fact, the Canadian government just announced last week that we are going to be increasing our immigration targets to 500,000 by 2025. Which is a lot more than the 405,000 immigrants we welcomed this year, which is in itself a record number. And I know there's going to be people out there saying, well, why can't they move to rural parts of Ontario? Because over half of these immigrants are skilled workers that are coming here to join our labor force. And where, might you say, are the majority of jobs where skilled workers are needed? You guessed it, right here in the wonderful GTA.